My neighbor's husband left today, and it turned into a full-on drama. At first, I thought someone left their TV too loud. But then I realized the yelling was real, and it was coming from outside. I peeked out my front window and saw my neighbor standing on the porch barefoot, in her pajama pants and a tank top, screaming at her husband. He was dragging a giant suitcase to his car and completely ignoring her. She was yelling things like, "So you're just gonna walk out after everything? Be a man for once and say it to my face? You'll regret this when she leaves you too." Yes. She. Not even 10 minutes after the husband sped off, and I mean sped off, tires screeched, another car pulls up. A silver BMW. Out steps her sister, dressed like she just came from a casting for brunch in Beverly Hills. I'm not even kidding, my jaw dropped. The neighbor storms off the porch and yells, "Of course you show up now." The sister fires right back. He needed someone who listens to him for once. Y'all, I choked on my iced coffee. They start going at it, yelling, finger pointing. My neighbor even pushes the sister's shoulder at one point. I had one foot out the door ready to break it up if it got physical. I'm texting my husband, trying to keep him updated on what's going on. And in the middle of all this, the neighbor screams at her, "He was my husband, and you were supposed to be my sister." The sister responds in the calmest way after all the yelling, "He told me you would do this." Then she straight up gets in the car and leaves. I think my neighbor is just too shocked to do anything. She kinda just watches her in shock, also calming down from the yelling. I'm thinking everything is starting to kick in? After her sister left, she just stood on the porch for a solid 5 minutes, then just went back inside. I'm thinking it's over, and that was enough excitement for one day. Nope. Half an hour later, I hear glass clinking loudly out of my office window. I look past our side yard and onto her side of the fence. I'm upstairs so I can see pretty much everything. She's outside again, thus tossing empty wine bottles into her trash one by one. She's doing this slowly and dramatically, as if she wanted someone to hear. She finally sat down on the curb and lit a cigarette. First time I've ever seen her smoke. My cat and I just sat in the window watching like it was a season finale. No one's been back to the house. Her husband's car is still gone. Her sister hasn't returned. She, my neighbor, closed all the blinds, and it's been silent ever since. I don't know if I just witnessed a cheating scandal, a sister betrayal, a midlife crisis, or all three at once. But I do know I'm making popcorn tomorrow in case there's a part 2. Update. Thank you all for the replies and advice for this situation. I have never had a post get so much attention, and to be honest, not entirely sure if I'm updating this post properly by just editing and adding on to it. But here's what happened tonight. Okay, so like I mentioned in the original post, I decided to check on her tonight. Brought a plate of pasta, some steak we made, and garlic bread. Nothing fancy, just something warm. My husband also made some brownies earlier today, so I had to add those because she deserved some, LOL. I wasn't planning to stay long, or at all, just drop her off a meal like I mentioned. When I walked over, she answered the door pretty quickly. I was scared she might think I was someone else and blow up on me. I sort of braced myself, LOL. Poor thing looked drained, to say the least. But she smiled a little when she saw the food and said, "You didn't have to do that." She had me come in. Mind you, I've been in her house maybe once or twice before. Her house was dim. We sat down at her kitchen table. Her drink was already poured, so... yeah. I asked her how she was doing. Not specifically referencing anything. And she just kind of exhaled. Basically, she confirmed what most of us were already thinking. Her husband and her sister have been hooking up behind her back. She found out by accident, saw a message pop up on his iPad, and it all unraveled from there. She confronted him, he confessed. Chaos ensued. That was the shouting match I witnessed. But then she started telling me more, and it kind of shifted the vibe. She said, and I quote, "I mean, yeah, I made it really easy for him to cheat. I haven't been emotionally available for months." She said some more stuff I can't fully quote word for word, but basically along the lines of saying she was focusing on herself and knew he was feeling neglected/ignored, but I just didn't think he'd be that dumb. Okay, starting to feel less like a telenovela and more like real life. Then she acknowledged her sister. So it's confirmed. Yes, it was the sister. She explained that they've always gone back and forth and claimed that her sister has always been jealous of her. There's always been an element of competition.